Whoa, what is that scream? That is an incredibly famous scream. That is the Wilhelm Scream. That's right, Wilhelm Scream. Or in the German, Wilhelm. Wilhelm Scream. Is it William? Is it my scream? Is it Will Scream? No, it's not my scream. It's not Will Scream. Not Sci-Fi guy scream. It is the very iconic and Hollywood famous Wilhelm Scream. Wilhelm Scream. And it's pretty much a sure thing that you've heard it many times before because it's been featured in dozens, well, actually hundreds. The factoid library, the great internet library of facts, the factoids, say that it's been featured in 400 films. Now, that includes TV shows. This is from the Science and Media Museum. First recorded in 1951, the Wilhelm Scream was initially featured as stock sound effect in Raoul Walsh's Western Distant Drums, and since then has been used in over 400 films and TV shows. And I remember as a kid, I can't remember the actual movie or TV show that I heard it first, but I would keep hearing it. And I would wait a minute, that's the same scream I heard, couple days or couple weeks or months ago in another movie or TV show. I'm like, what is that? There's something up here, there's something going on. And just like a stock footage or a stock clip, film footage is used probably less and less these days because things are much easier and cheaper to make, and film and TV shows, pretty much have the budget and the technology. But independent films for years, and pretty much every, film and TV show would sometimes use stock footage. So it was, say, a thunderclap, a lightning strike, or, clouds in a storm, a thunderclap and a strike of lightning. Instead of waiting for that to happen and for the production to film, something new for their production, they would go and license it from, say, Warner Brothers, from whatever studio had this library of stock footage, film footage. So just like they have film footage, they would have sound effects, sound footage. So this comes from WikiWorld, all about the Wilhelm Scream. The Wilhelm Scream is a stock sound effect first used in 1951 for the movie Distant Drums. This particular recording of a scream has been used by sound effects teams in over 80 films. Well, as of that writing, it was 80 films. Subsequently, I looked up an article for just under a year ago, and it was 400 films. It is probably one of the most well-known cinematic sound cliches. The Wilhelm Scream's revival came from Star Wars series sound designer Ben Burtt, who tracked down the original recording. It was entitled Man Being Eaten by Alligator and Screams. Burt named it after Private Wilhelm, a minor character who emitted the same scream in the 1953 movie The Charge at Feather River. See, so this Ben Burtt, who was the sound designer, one of the sound guys on the original Star Wars, he admired the sound, tracked down the original recording, and then incorporated. It goes on to say, its use in Star Wars films was the beginning of something of an in-joke amongst some sound designers of the film industry. They continued to try to incorporate it into whatever and wherever in movies wherever feasible. And that's, I think, the coolest thing about it. The idea that you have, you've got this industry, Hollywood and the sound effects guys, and they're going to start to compare notes and say, hey, wait a minute, where'd you get that scream from? I love that. What did you, where'd you record that? Or, what stock library did you get it from? And who is credited with the actual recording, the scream, the screamer? Actor-singer Sheb Wooley is considered to be the most likely voice actor for the scream, having appeared on a memo as a voice extra for Distant Drums. Best known for his 1958 novelty hit, Purple People Eater, love that song, who doesn't? Wooley also wrote the theme song for the long-running television show Hee Haw. He was a regular on Hee Haw as the drunken country songwriter Ben Colder. So that is some legacy and provenance and historic connection for the Screamer and the Wilhelm Scream. And again, today, everything is so digital, everything is so easily manufactured on the fly. I mean, any one of us can go on the web, go to a certain website, a sound effects or video effects, website, and pretty much for free, within a couple minutes, we can create new video footage or sound effects. And while that's great, no one would want to turn back the clock, as Cher would say, to turn back time, right? Nobody wants to turn back the clock and share it, but you lose something, I think, like these little in-jokes. I guess they can still do in-jokes. I mean, if a sound effect comes out really cool, a sound designer can, spread the word, and I guess they can use it too, of course. But things are so easily, generated and manufactured and whipped up today that there's no reason probably to use as much stock stuff. But hey, I'm not a sound designer, so maybe I'll bring one in and interview one on Sci-Fi Guy, and we can all, marvel to the sound effects magic, the magique of sound design. And now, listen. Let's listen to it again and never get tired of it. That's great, huh? And of course, you have to keep in mind that when you hear it in a movie, TV show, there's the music, there's the sound effects, there's, dialogue. So you're not always going to hear the pureness that I'll play again. That pure Wilhelm Scream. But obviously, when the next time you hear it, now you know the history. Now you know just how that amazing scream came to be. And finally, we have to nod to the many productions. We can't list them all, but here's just a short list. You ready? This is The Incredibles, Pixar film, of course, Toy Story, that the Wilhelm Scream appeared in, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, Lizzie McGuire, The Fairly Odd Parents, The Simpsons, Futurama, Invader Zim, The Shield, Sons of Anarchy, The Powerpuff Girls, Star Trek Enterprise, The Venture Brothers, Family Guy, American Dad, The Cleveland Show, Danny Phantom, Stargate Atlantis, The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, and The Regular Show. Cartoons and video games have made use of the Scream, including Red Dead Redemption, The First Templar, Rayman Origins, Grand Theft Auto 5, The Witcher, Midnight Club, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and Netflix Resident Evil from 2022. And from the wiki here, I guess it became such an in-joke, some wanted to stop using it. It says in 2018, it was announced that Star Wars franchise would no longer use the Wilhelm Scream, with Force Awakens being the last film in the series to use it. However, Jon Favreau used the Scream in Episode 1 of the Book of Boba Fett, a spin-off of the Star Wars series Mandalorian. So maybe it became too popular or well-known and kind of jokey. But I love it because you can, pick it out, of course, and it literally is like 3 seconds. So, you're like, oh, there's the Wilhelm Scream, and, you're on to the rest of the film or whatever. So, spread the word. Next time you're watching a film, you'll hear the Wilhelm Scream. There's over 400, or a video game or a TV show, and I'm sure you'll hear it. Hopefully you'll keep hearing Sci-Fi Guy. We love having you. We love you to be a subscriber. So subscribe. It's free. The subscription is free, or there's the $4.99 paid people for some goodies, some extras, either or. We love hearing from you. We love having your feedback. Love getting your emails. Keep them coming. Use the Wilhelm Scream. Maybe in Halloween, like, when people decorate their houses with lighting and a lot of times now speakers and sound effects, put the Wilhelm Scream. And everybody on your block that comes trick-or-treating will know that you're a movie buff, a movie scholar. See you soon.